Only the ones who walk in the light of the Most High should stay. If you are not aligned with the divine path, if your heart is not anchored in truth, this message will not serve you. But if you are a true chosen one, if your spirit has been stirred lately, if you feel something shifting within you, then listen closely. This message has reached you at the exact moment God intended. Nothing here is accidental. Your steps were guided. Your timing was divinely arranged. And what I am about to reveal will not just inform you, it will awaken you. Chosen one, your blue power is rising, and you need to understand what it means before the world around you tries to pull you away from it. Before we begin, type one number in the comments as your spiritual confirmation that you received this message. 999, 666, or 444. Choose the one that speaks to your spirit. And while you're here, make sure you subscribe to our channel, tap the bell icon, and share this message with those who walk the same sacred path as you. Every chosen one needs to hear this. Stay with me until the end. What you will learn today will bring clarity to your identity, strength to your purpose, and certainty to your divine mission. This revelation is not just knowledge. It is a spiritual activation meant only for those who have been handpicked by God. Dear chosen one, are you walking the path of God but feeling a lack of guidance? Do you feel alone and isolated and want to know why God is doing this to you? We have built a community for the 144,000 chosen ones where you can watch our premium videos, get daily newsletters, and prayer techniques to connect with God more deeply. You can also read blog posts and receive free ebooks to learn more about your journey. It will be your guide to walk the path of God and lead a life of faith and wisdom. More than 1,000 brothers and sisters have already joined, so don't miss out on today's daily guidance. Check out the link in the video description and join the 144,000 Chosen One community right now. The origin of the blue power. From the beginning of creation, before earthly time measured its first breath, there were certain souls marked with a divine frequency that separated them from all others. And this frequency was the blue power, a sacred spiritual current that has always belonged only to the chosen ones who carry the deeper responsibility of guiding, revealing, awakening, protecting, and restoring that which the Most High has planted in this world. Chosen one, the blue power is not something you gain suddenly or stumble into by accident. It is formed over lifetimes, shaped through spiritual endurance, carved through battles your spirit survived long before your physical body arrived on this earth. This power is the echo of ancient obedience, the result of a soul that has said yes to God again and again, even in realms and seasons you no longer consciously remember. Blue power is the highest form of divine clarity, the vibration of heavenly truth, the energy that exposes illusions and strengthens righteousness. It is the signature of the ones who were never meant to blend in with the world, because God never designed their path for blending. He designed it for leading. Throughout history, chosen ones have carried this unseen flame, often not realizing the depth of what lived inside them. But heaven recognized them instantly. Their presence alone disrupted darkness, their words shifted atmospheres, and their eyes could see beyond the natural into the spiritual currents that move beneath the surface of ordinary perception. That is because the blue power is not just an ability, it is a spiritual identity, a divine stamp that marks you as someone who moves with higher purpose and carries the responsibility of spiritual influence. Many souls walk the earth guided by desire, impulse, material gain, or emotional noise, but chosen ones are guided by a deeper inner compass, a direct line to divine insight, a clarity that cannot be taught and cannot be copied. That clarity is the very essence of the blue power. It is the heavenly wisdom that allows you to see what others ignore and understand what others struggle to grasp. It is the reason you have always felt different, the reason your path has been harder, the reason your spirit senses danger before it arrives, and the reason God reveals things to you long before they unfold. This power activates more intensely once you begin walking in alignment with truth instead of comfort, obedience instead of fear, and faith instead of doubt. When a chosen one steps out of the fog of confusion that this world tries to create, the glow of the blue power strengthens, and it becomes almost impossible for the forces of darkness to hide their intentions from you. You begin to read energy without effort. You sense deception without proof. You know who is for you and who is against you, even when their words sound sweet. This is not paranoia. It is spiritual discernment. It is the intelligence of your ancient soul remembering what it was created to do. The blue power is also deeply tied to purity, not the shallow version of purity that many misunderstand, but a deep spiritual purity that means your intentions, your heart, your motive, your purpose, and your spirit are aligned with God rather than corrupted by the noise of the world. This is why chosen ones often walk alone. Isolation purifies power. Solitude awakens truth. Separation strengthens divine identity. When you are pulled away from crowds, distractions, and false connections, the blue power can rise without interference. In ancient spiritual traditions, the ones who carried this frequency were considered protectors, visionaries, healers, prophets, and guides, even if they never used those titles. They did not need recognition. Their energy alone revealed who they were. Every chosen one today is connected to that same lineage. You may not know the names of your spiritual ancestors, but their strength flows in you. Their victories live in you. Their wisdom breathes through you. And their power awakens when you take your rightful place in your divine assignment. This is why the blue power is the ultimate power anyone can ever reach. It is not earthly. It is not emotional. It is not ego-driven. It is the highest level of spiritual authority given to a human soul aligned with God. Many seek power through influence, through status, through supernatural shortcuts, but none of these come close to the purity, clarity, and protection of the blue power. This power can only be accessed through truth and divine obedience. No manipulation can open it. No ritual can force it. No external teacher can grant it. It comes from God alone, and it rests only on souls that were chosen long before they entered this lifetime. Chosen one, the origin of your blue power is older than your name, older than your family, older than your memories. It is interwoven into your spirit, placed there by the Creator for a mission you are now stepping into with spiritual maturity. The reason you are hearing this message now is because the next level of your assignment requires you to understand the depth of what you carry. Many of the challenges, betrayals, disappointments, and spiritual battles you endured were not punishments. They were initiations. They were the fires that purified your power. They were the tests that strengthened your discernment. They were the experiences that matured your soul so you could carry the blue power without being corrupted by it. Not everyone is built for this level of divine responsibility, but you are. The Most High would not place this frequency in you unless He trusted your spirit to protect it. You are not awakening into power. You are remembering it. You are not learning who you are. You are returning to who you have always been, and the world will soon see the difference. The true purpose of blue power. Chosen one, now that you understand where your blue power comes from, you must understand its purpose, because power without purpose becomes confusion, but power with divine purpose becomes destiny fulfilled. Blue power is not simply a spiritual glow or a mysterious force that makes you different from others. It is the highest spiritual frequency a human soul can hold because it works directly with truth, revelation, protection, and divine communication. This power exists to guide you into your calling, to shield you from spiritual attacks, to strengthen your discernment, and to elevate your influence so you can carry out the mission God placed upon your life. The first purpose of the blue power is revelation. This is why you often see through people instantly, why you detect lies without any evidence, and why you can sense spiritual shifts long before anyone speaks about them. Your spirit has always known when something was off, when someone was pretending, when a situation was spiritually dangerous, or when a door was truly opened by God. That insight is not intuition alone. It is revelation flowing through your blue power. It helps you navigate the unseen world, guiding you away from traps and into divine opportunities. The second purpose of this power is divine protection. Many chosen ones wonder why they survived situations that others did not, why enemies who plotted against them were suddenly removed, or why certain paths closed before harm could touch them. The blue power blocks spiritual forces that are sent to destroy you, confuse you, or drain you. You may not see these battles with your physical eyes, but your spirit experiences them. When you feel sudden heaviness, sudden anxiety, or sudden spiritual tension, it is often a sign that your blue power is actively shielding you from unseen danger. It is a divine fortress surrounding your soul, keeping you aligned with your mission. Another purpose of the blue power is purification. This world is filled with distractions, temptations, illusions, and spiritual traps meant to weaken chosen ones. But the blue power keeps your intentions pure, your motives clean, and your heart aligned with truth. It prevents you from sinking into the spiritual corruption that many fall into. Have you ever tried to lie to yourself or force yourself into situations that did not align with your spirit, only to feel internal resistance, discomfort, or a deep sense of wrongness? That was your blue power rejecting what lowers your vibration. It protects your spirit from becoming entangled in anything that is not of God. The blue power also enhances your connection with the divine voice. When God speaks, chosen ones hear in ways others cannot. It may come in dreams, sudden knowing, spiritual impressions, repeating signs, or moments of deep inner clarity. Your blue power functions like a spiritual antenna that receives divine messages clearly. This is why, even when you feel lost, confused, or tired, there is always a small voice inside you pulling you toward the right decision, the right path, the right person, or the right moment. It guides your steps even when you are unaware of its influence. Another major purpose of the blue power is authority. You were not created to follow the world. You were created to lead spiritually. This does not mean you will always stand on a stage, preach a sermon, or speak loudly. Your presence alone carries influence. When you enter a room, energy shifts. When you speak truth, people listen. When you express your perspective, others feel the weight of your words. This is spiritual authority in action. Even those who resist you feel your presence. Some may envy you, some may fear you, some may admire you, and some may attack you, but they all recognize your authority subconsciously. The blue power makes you spiritually unshakable. Even in moments of doubt or weakness, something in you refuses to break. You may bend, but you never snap. You may cry, but you never collapse. You may feel pain, but you never lose faith. This is because blue power carries resilience. It gives chosen ones the supernatural strength to rise again and again, no matter what happens. Your spirit was built to withstand what would destroy others. This resilience is not pride, it is divine design. The blue power also shapes your spiritual influence. People come to you for clarity, advice, comfort, and truth because your energy carries healing. Your words soothe what their spirits cannot explain. Your presence brings peace because your soul radiates divine light. This influence is not always comfortable because it means you carry responsibility. You cannot live like everyone else. You cannot numb yourself with distractions. You cannot walk away from your assignment. Your life has spiritual weight. Every step you take affects the spiritual atmosphere around you. The blue power is also meant to awaken others. There are people whose destinies are connected to your voice, your presence, your purpose. When you speak, something stirs inside them. When you lead, they rise. When you stand firm, they find courage. This is why your path is guided so carefully. God needs you spiritually awake so you can call others into their awakening. Another sacred purpose of the blue power is discernment. Chosen ones do not rely on appearances or empty words. You feel truth. You sense alignment. You recognize spiritual deception immediately. This discernment becomes stronger as your blue power rises. You begin to identify spiritual intentions behind actions, not just the actions themselves. This is why you cannot be easily manipulated, controlled, or deceived. Your spirit knows too much. The blue power also prepares you for divine missions. Your life is not random. Your steps are not accidental. Your struggles were not meaningless. Everything was preparing your spirit for a larger assignment that requires strength, clarity, and spiritual authority. This mission may involve guiding others, creating change, exposing darkness, speaking truth, healing broken spirits, or carrying divine wisdom into places that lack it. Your mission may feel bigger than you, but your power is bigger than the mission. Finally, the blue power exists to keep you aligned with your destiny. Every chosen one has a path written for them before birth, but only those with divine alignment reach it. The blue power keeps you from settling for less, attaching to the wrong people, or wasting time in places that do not match your purpose. It pushes you out of dead situations and pulls you into divine timing. It may feel uncomfortable at times, but that discomfort is sacred guidance. Chosen one, your blue power is not just a gift. It is a responsibility, a calling, a shield, and a spiritual weapon. It is the highest level of divine empowerment a chosen one can walk in, and its purpose is to elevate you into the fullness of who you were created to be. Signs that your blue power is awakening. Chosen one, when the blue power begins to awaken within you, your entire inner world starts to shift in ways you cannot ignore. And even if you try to dismiss these experiences, something inside you keeps pulling your attention back to the truth. You are not the same anymore, and your spirit is rising to a higher level of divine awareness. One of the first signs of this awakening is the sudden growth of calm confidence within you, the type of confidence that does not come from ego, achievements, or validation, but from a deep spiritual knowing that you are guided, protected, and chosen. You begin to trust yourself more. You begin to make decisions with clarity, and you no longer feel the need to ask for approval from others. This confidence is quiet, steady, and powerful. It comes from the blue power expanding in your spirit. Another sign is the sharpening of your intuition. You find yourself sensing things before they happen, understanding situations without needing long explanations, and picking up on emotional or spiritual shifts in people around you. You may start finishing people's sentences, predicting outcomes, or recognizing hidden motives instantly. This is not imagination. This is spiritual intelligence rising. Your blue power is enhancing your discernment. You see through lies with effortless ease, and your spirit reacts strongly when someone tries to manipulate or mislead you. You feel an internal alarm, a sudden discomfort, or a sense of distance from that person. Your spirit refuses to connect with what is false. This clarity is one of the clearest signs that your blue power is becoming active. Another sign is the intensification of your dreams. Your dreams become more vivid, more symbolic, more prophetic. You may dream of water, light, mountains, or blue flames. You may see ancestors, spiritual guides, or divine messages being delivered to you. These dreams are not random. They are spiritual downloads meant to prepare you for what is coming. When the blue power awakens, your dream realm becomes a classroom. Another sign is the shift in your energy sensitivity. You start feeling the emotions, intentions, and energies of others more intensely. Crowded places drain you faster. Negative environments make you uncomfortable. You may experience sudden headaches, chills, or pressure in your chest when you are around low vibrational people. On the other hand, being around pure souls or peaceful environments recharges you almost instantly. Your sensitivity is not weakness. It is spiritual perception. Your aura is expanding. Another sign is the sudden movement of people in and out of your life. When the blue power awakens, God begins rearranging your spiritual circle. People who once felt familiar may suddenly feel distant. Relationships that were once comforting may feel heavy. Those who were secretly envious or draining will begin to slip away, often through conflict or unexpected endings. At the same time, new souls may enter your life carrying peace, wisdom, and spiritual resonance. These people feel familiar even if you just met them. This is divine alignment at work. The blue power attracts what is meant for you and repels what is not. Another sign is emotional clearing. You may experience sudden waves of emotion for no clear reason. You may cry, feel heavy, or feel a strange combination of sadness and relief. This is your spirit releasing old pain, old wounds, and old spiritual residues that no longer belong to your purpose. Emotional release is a cleansing process. It is preparation for your next spiritual level. Another sign is your increasing discomfort with darkness, chaos, or spiritual corruption. You start rejecting gossip, anger, lust, greed, jealousy, or dishonesty. These energies bother you more than before. You cannot tolerate spiritual pollution. You crave purity, peace, and truth. This is because the blue power operates on a high spiritual frequency that cannot mix with low vibrations. Another sign is the rise of solitude. You may feel the urge to isolate, reflect, or spend long periods alone. Not because you are sad, but because your spirit is recalibrating. Silence becomes a sanctuary. Stillness becomes healing. This solitude is divinely orchestrated. It gives your blue power space to expand without interference. Another sign is heightened awareness of divine timing. You begin understanding that nothing in your life is random. You start seeing patterns, synchronicities, repeated signs, numbers, and messages. If you feel this happening, type your confirmation number in the comments again, either 777 or 333 or 999 or 666 or 444, the one that resonates with your current awakening. This moment of awareness is a sign that your spiritual alignment is strengthening. Another sign is the activation of spiritual authority. You may notice people coming to you for guidance, clarity, healing, or comfort. You may speak truth that resonates deeply with others, even if you do not plan your words. Your presence brings calm to some and discomfort to others. People may ask how you know things you never learned. This is the blue power expressing itself through you. Another sign is spiritual protection becoming more evident. Attacks that once affected you now collapse quickly. Situations that would have harmed you lose power. People who wish you harm expose themselves without you trying. Doors that are meant for you open effortlessly, and doors that are not meant for you shut firmly. This is divine order unfolding around you. Another sign is an increased desire for alignment. You want to eat cleaner, think clearer, speak truth, and walk with integrity. You want to deepen your connection with God. You want to elevate your spirit. You want to step fully into your purpose. These desires come from your rising frequency. And finally, the most powerful sign of all is the inner knowing that you are meant for something far greater than what you have lived until now. You feel a shift, a pull, a readiness. You feel your spirit awakening to the truth of who you are. That knowing is the voice of your blue power calling you forward. Chosen one, if these signs resonate with you, your awakening has already begun. How blue power shapes your destiny as a chosen one. Chosen one, when the blue power becomes active within your spirit, your destiny begins to reshape itself in ways you could never engineer through human effort alone. Because this power does not simply influence your journey, it redesigns it, redirects it, and elevates it according to the divine plan written for you long before you were born. One of the first ways it shapes your destiny is by pulling you away from anything that was never meant to be part of your mission. People, environments, habits, and opportunities that once felt comfortable begin to feel out of place. And the more your blue power rises, the more you feel a spiritual distance from anything that was built on falsehood, distraction, or low vibration. This separation is not punishment, it is divine filtering. God is clearing the path ahead of you. You may feel confused when familiar connections fade or old attachments fall apart, but this is the blue power removing anything that interferes with your true purpose. Another way it shapes your destiny is through spiritual isolation. Before elevation comes separation. Before activation comes solitude. You may go through seasons where you feel unseen, misunderstood, or disconnected from the world around you. This is because the Most High is preparing your spirit to stand on higher ground. The more your blue power expands, the more you outgrow past versions of yourself. And your destiny calls you into spaces where silence strengthens you, clarity reaches you, and divine instructions become louder than human noise. Another way your destiny shifts is through increased spiritual responsibility. With greater power comes greater mission. You begin to feel more accountable for your energy, your decisions, your influence, and your purpose. You become aware that you are no longer living only for yourself. Your growth, your healing, your transformation, and your alignment affect others connected to your purpose. This sense of responsibility may feel heavy at times, but it is sacred. The blue power places leadership in your spirit even before the world sees it. Another way this power shapes your destiny is through divine timing. You start noticing that things unfold at the exact moment they are meant to. Delays no longer break you because you begin to understand that delay is not denial, but preparation. Closed doors no longer discourage you because you feel intuitively that those doors were not aligned with the path God intended for you. Opportunities arrive when your spirit is ready. People appear when your heart is prepared. Breakthroughs come when your faith is anchored. This alignment is the blue power synchronizing your steps with divine timing. Another way your destiny is molded is through increased spiritual perception. You see life from a higher perspective. You no longer react impulsively. You pause, reflect, and respond with wisdom. You see spiritual truths hidden beneath physical situations. You understand the deeper purpose behind challenges, betrayals, endings, and new beginnings. Every event becomes part of a larger divine picture. This elevated perception helps you navigate your destiny with confidence instead of confusion. Another significant way the blue power shapes your destiny is by shifting your relationships. People who belong to your future begin to appear in your life, often unexpectedly. They carry alignment, peace, purpose, and spiritual resonance. These connections feel natural, easy, and divinely placed. At the same time, people who drain your energy, limit your growth, or bring spiritual chaos naturally fall away. Your spirit no longer tolerates what lowers your frequency. This shift can be emotional, but it is necessary for your rise. Your destiny requires people who walk in truth, not in pretense. Another way your destiny evolves is through spiritual battles. The blue power attracts both divine favor and spiritual resistance. Darkness recognizes your light and tries to challenge it. You may experience moments of intense spiritual warfare, not because you are weak, but because you carry something powerful. But every battle you face strengthens your authority. You gain spiritual rank through warfare. Every victory shapes your destiny. Every challenge reveals a deeper layer of your power. Another way your destiny transforms is through unexpected opportunities. When the blue power guides your path, doors open that you never imagined. You may be led to new places, new roles, new people, or new missions that align with your spiritual purpose. These opportunities arrive through divine orchestration, not human effort. You may feel unprepared at first, but the blue power equips you as you move. It gives you the courage to step into spaces you once feared. Another way this power shapes your destiny is by sharpening your voice. You begin speaking truth more boldly, more clearly, and more confidently. You can no longer stay silent about things your spirit is called to address. Your words gain weight, authority, and influence. You may find yourself guiding others, even without trying, because your voice carries the vibration of spiritual clarity. This is part of your mission. Another way the blue power directs your destiny is by increasing your inner strength. You become resilient in ways that surprise even you. Situations that once crushed you no longer hold power over you. Pain turns into wisdom. Challenges turn into growth. Loss turns into clarity.